We're going for a cruise on the MV George Robinson today. And we're heading upriver with Rob, our skipper, and Greg, our first mate. Wow, what a nest. This magnificent white-breasted sea eagle treated us to a display of its prowess as it came in to take a fish that Greg had left on the bank for it. Such an awesome experience.
All the eucalypts on that side of the boat are all brown top stringy bark, Eucalyptus obliqua. That's pretty much the dominant one along the After River. In fact, the northwest coast of Tassie is dominated with that brown top stringy. But the Aboriginal tribes that lived on the coast here for well over 40,000 years were what they call a fire stick farmer. So basically what they meant is they'd fire up the coastal heathlands out there, burn it off. The new green shoots would come up in the winter time and the animals would be attracted back to graze on the green shoots, so that made it easy to hunt and also easy to walk from place to place once the land had been burnt. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with the idea that fire, of course, favours the eucalypt tree.
Yes.
So the more their Aboriginals burnt, the more eucalypts they got. If we could see this island on a situation where it had no Aboriginal intervention, had there been no tribes here for that amount of time, you'd see a strip of coastal heathland coming inland about 5 or 7 kilometres, and then a very narrow belt of the eucalypt trees, and then straight into rainforest. But as I said, with the Aboriginals and their constant burning, they've actually extended this area of the eucalypt forest to make it much larger than Mother Nature had originally intended it to be. But we are starting to get into the rainforesty stuff now around the next few corners, and that will see that increase. We've got tree ferns coming up over here now. We're starting to move in.
The giant freshwater crayfish that they get here in the Arthur River.
Yeah, we used to catch them all the time when we were kids growing up here. They were fair game.
What'd you catch them with?
They're very easily caught.
Yeah.
90% of his diet consists of rotten vegetation.
Oh, okay.
So he sits underneath the water there and he chews away on old stumps and logs and he can fill his stomach up.
Yeah.
But if you come along and throw a piece of meat in there in a string like a wallaby leg, bang, he's straight
after it.
They're very hungry, so with that you can just lure him up to the surface and then grab him over the back heel with a nip net.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's a living chap, he'll pull these claws right back here.
Oh, okay.
So if you get him up behind the claws, he can't get a nip on you.
Right.
If you get him by the foot, by the tail, he'll
always take your finger off, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and they will. They can put quite in it. So that's only a run-of-the-mill size. They get a hell of a lot bigger than that. Yeah. I've got another photograph here I'll show you of a big fella. Yeah. But they only live in the rivers of North Coast. They only live in the rivers that flow to Bass Strait.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This river's the exception to that rule. There's a reason for that. Yeah. But these guys only live in the rivers that flow into Bass Strait. Right. Because you're probably familiar with the idea that Bass Strait was once a land bridge connecting Tassie. Okay. At that time it was a big low swamp. Yeah. So all the rivers from northern Tassie flowed into the swamp, so did the rivers from southern Victoria, Yarra, Murray, etc. Now when the sea levels rose, these little guys were only a small freshwater crustacean. He needed to get out of Bass Strait, he needed to get out of that swampland, so a certain percentage of them swam south to the rivers of northern Tassie, that's what they were in, the North Coast rivers, and the rest went to the mainland. Right. And they evolved into be Marram, Redclaw, Murray River, Prey, Abbey, that sort of thing. But this fella, because he came down here to Tassie, the waters are a lot colder, so that let him slow his metabolism and grow a larger body mass to cope with this colder climate. So they all started out in the same pot, but because this fellow he's evolved in the cold, he's got to be a hell of a lot bigger.
Grow bigger.
Yeah, and that's a general law of ecology. When you grow anywhere around the world, the cooler the climate, the larger the plants, the animals and the indigenous people will be.
I don't suppose you remember when you could walk across the swamp, do you, Greg?
No, I know I'm an old bugger, but
you're not quite that old.
Not quite that old.
And that's the reason why there are no koalas in Tasmania, because that was a swamp. It didn't have gum trees.
Oh, they couldn't get across.
So they couldn't go from tree to tree to tree to make it into Tassie. That's why there are no koalas. It's just bloody magic, isn't it?
They're the photos Norm likes.
Yeah.
He's got heaps of that kind of effect, yeah. myrtle getting all their spring new growth. Beautiful colours.
To the right of us, that's the Frankland River, and the Frankland makes its way for about 70 kilometres. It goes all the way up past the little ghost town of Bluff, an old tin mining town, and the source of the river is at the base of Mount Franklin in the Norfolk Ranges. To the left of us, the Arthur continues its journey on now for another 150 odd kilometres, all the way up to a little place called Waratah. That's the source of the Arthur River. That's another tin mining town on the central west coast.
Sunny day we've had for.
Oh, we've chosen well, haven't we?
You've done really well.
We've come to Turk's Landing in the most magical place. Wow. Aren't you beautiful?
I was going to say, that's the first I've seen him there.
Let's get round.
He's got a lot of. First, about 2-3 weeks ago, he popped his head out momentarily. He was just skin.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he didn't have any hair on.
Yeah,
I said, oh, this is too cold. I'm not.
I reckon, mate, it's time to poke your head back in there for a while.
You guys are having a great day. It's the first time we've seen him now.
Yeah.
This beautiful white bush is called a laurel.
Leatherwood tree here. He shaded this whole area in here.
Wow.
His canopy covered this whole area in here. When the tornado came through, it just twisted him off. But look at that.
He's
said,
coming
I'm not done
again.
yet, mate. I'm going again.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? Like I said, she's a pretty good girl. Look at the red on that myrtle over there.
Yes, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it's also resilient. I mean, it's a,
Yeah.
it's a system, you know. Just
That is so beautiful.
come back tomorrow. That's 6 months of the year at least. Yeah.
There we go, Dad. There we go. Oh, yeah, I skipped on that.
We're returning back down the Arthur River now. It's the male white-breasted sea eagle's turn to come in and get a fish now. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Probably not his best side, but
No.
we might turn around.
Come on, mate. What's this showing as your bum? Huh?
I think he's telling me what he thinks of me. Oh, you cheeky thing. I love your pants.
How you eat it too.
Oh,
So comfortable with us. It's just amazing.
oops, he dropped a bit. That was a bit messy. Coming into Arthur River. Mouth off. We've come for a drive out to Bluff Hill Point. Cheers.
Big ears.
Big ears. Sundown Creek. We're taking a drive today out through the Tarkine, exploring all its magical, mystical secrets. We're driving through Heathland at the moment, south of Arthur River. And this is as close as we've come to the devil so far. We have seen his scats, but that's it. We've moved on from Heathland. Oh, you can almost draw a line in the sand between the two environments. We're now in the forest. Welcome to the Tarkine, a wild and sacred place. Going over the Franklin River, which we came up to the beginning of, or the end of, yesterday in the ship boat. This is the view from Sumac Lookout, looking down to the Arthur River. This is the Julius River. little green orchid here. That's a kangaroo fern with these serrations on it. So many variations on a theme of ferns and moss. This is incredible. This is a root, this curvy part of a plant that has taken seed on the dead trunk, getting its nutrition, I presume, from the rotting wood, and then going straight up for sunlight. I think it's a myrtle. I can see the leaves, it's a myrtle. The Lake Chisholm walk now. Lake Chisholm is a sinkhole. Norm can just fit under the arch of this tree fern. That'll show you. There's a giant of a man next to a giant of a tree. A Tassie oak, or
Brown top stringy bark.
brown top stringy bark, yeah. Is its real name. Oh, look up there. Huh. What an elegant tree. Magic place. Wow. That's a giant of the forest that's been fallen. Lake Chisholm sinkhole. We've come up to Dempster Lookout to gaze over Buttongrass Plains across to the distant mountains. Here are some Aboriginal petroglyphs at Sundown Point. Looking around here onto the beach.